Hi guys, so today we're talking about Ruth, the chapter 2. It's basically about Ruth, how Ruth met Boaz. So, reading through this chapter, one thing that actually solidly stood out for me is the characteristics or the characters of Ruth. Ruth has so many beautiful characteristics that I think that as a child of God, we should also strive and pray to God to help us build that characteristics or those characteristics. So Ruth is a very, very humble woman because after they moved back to Bethlehem, she and her mother-in-law, they were living together. I'm just assuming that, I mean, there was nothing to do. They would just be at home, wake up, eat, and go back to sleep, talk. And she was like, "We can't continue like this. There is something that has to be done. If you continue like this, we continue to eat the little that we have. Where would be the next one probably come from?" And she was very proactive. That's another thing. She was very proactive. She was thinking ahead of time. What would happen if we just continue to eat what we have now and we are not making efforts to provide much more than we can keep for the future, right? So she was humble. She was humble enough to ask her mother-in-law, "Mother, can I actually go out to work?" I mean, that character, that thing that she did was humility, because you could have said, "Oh, since there's no point, I don't need to even ask you, I will just go out." the fact that she the fact that she told her mother-in-law was a form of humility and also honor. She honored her mother-in-law. She didn't just overlook her to say, "You're Coco, an old woman, there's nothing you can do." She honored her and told her, "Oh, this is what I have in mind to do." And Naomi, you know, blessed her. Just the fact that she just told her, recognized her, honored her, was a blessing to Ruth. So I've said like three characteristics of Ruth already. She was humble, proactive, and she was humble, she was proactive, and she honors people. She honors people. So another characteristics of Ruth that actually stood out for me would be a hardworking spirit. Oh my God, Ruth is such a hardworking woman. She didn't lazy around and stay idle in the house and say, "Oh, let's just cross our legs and see where our next food will come from." I mean, since this woman is not working, me, so I'm not going to work. I mean, she just took it upon herself as her responsibility to say, "I'm going to take care of this woman. I'm going to take responsibility." So as human, we are supposed to take responsibility. We are supposed to take responsibility, take care of people around us, especially our aged ones, take care of them, take care of our parents, take care of, people around us, literally take responsibilities, right? And so she's not an idle person. You don't want to be an idle person as a human. God created us, even Adam and Eve, right? In the Garden of Eden, God gave them things that they will be doing. God put them in a very large, beautiful farm that they can plant, they can reap what they had planted. It's a lot. So it's a it's also a replica that as human we cannot be find idle, because that is not what God is calling us to do. There is something that God has placed in our hands that we have to use. There is something in us, there is a gift deposited in us, there is a power, there is a strength deposited in us that God expects us to use. God expects us to multiply it, just like that story, just like that parable of the talents, where the master gave them gifts. "Oh, go and use your gift." One went to go and hide it. The others, they went to multiply. That is what God expects of us. God has given us strength. He has given us a gift, and He wants us to use it, and not just to use it, to multiply it, to bring glory to His kingdom, to populate the kingdom of God, literally. So Ruth Ruth was not an idle woman. She was not an idle woman. She was not a lazy woman. She went to the field and was like, "Oh, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to work." And it was through that work that she was doing. That was how she met Boaz. I mean, Boaz just, came back, to just probably check his farm and whatnot, or where they were gleaning. And it was just attracted to the fact that, "Oh, this woman is new and she's working this hard." I feel like Boaz was it was like a love at first sight thing. Like, this woman is so hardworking. I mean, and Boaz went ahead to ask people, oh, what do you know about this lady? What do you know about this woman? And he got a lot of information. And then, he went to her, they had conversation. And Ruth, her humility, she just like bowed down to his feet. I'm like, and, honored him. Ruth has so much honor in her. She honored him, and then they had conversation. Boaz just spoke favorably towards her. And that's the favor of God. Like, when you attract God's favor, you don't even need to struggle about anything. Like, God just bring everything to you, like on a plate, as long as you're doing your part. Because if Ruth did not go out to say, oh, I want to work, there is no way she would have met Boaz. There was no way she would have met Boaz if she did not go out to work. But because she did her part, she stepped out, and then God directed her steps to Boaz's field, and Boaz met her from there. So we are expected as humans to do the natural, and God will do his supernatural. We are expected as human to do the ordinary, and God will add his extraordinary, because we actually need to do something, and it is that thing that we are doing, it is that work in our hand that God is going to bless. We can't be idle. We can't expect, God to just say, oh, I will just do everything for you. You have to actually do your part. So, you know, Boaz told her, don't go to another field, just stay here. He even instructed all his servants, don't abuse her, don't do anything evil to her, respect her. He even invited her to come and dine with them, to eat with them. It's just so good. God just smiled favor on Ruth. And the fact that Boaz was actually at first sight attracted to her because of how hardworking, because of how committed Ruth was. I mean, Boaz hearing a story about how she followed her mother-in-law back to Bethlehem, he was just amazed at what manner of woman is this. You left your town, your family, everything, and you came to, a different land with your mother-in-law, and you decide to take responsibility to take care of her. Boaz was like, this is actually a good woman. I mean, later, we realized that Boaz is actually the grandson of Rahab. Gotten to read Ruth chapter 2. Let me know what stood out for you in the chapter in the comment section. I will be reading your comments and I'll be replying to them. Please share with friends and family, and let's get this together. I mean, this is the second chapter. We are left with 2 more chapters and we'll be done with the book of Ruth. If you like what you see, if you like what you see on my channel, I talk about faith, I talk about growing intimacy with God. Please do well to subscribe to my channel and come back next time. See you in my next video. Bye.